Golf News RI presents the Golf Dudes Podcast. Here are the dudes.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of the Golf Dudes Podcast. I'm Joe Calabro, Rich Caplia alongside. Rich, how you doing today, buddy boy?
I'm finally leaving, and the weather's changing.
Rich is counting out to Florida.
3 straight weeks of crap-ass weather. And guess what? It's supposed to be 70 next week, and I'm going to be in Florida. Fantastic.
Where's
But I am
95?
Yeah, it's not bad. 80, 85. Still going to probably sweat my ass off, but that's fine. Yeah, good to be here. Can't wait to get the hell out of here.
Well, on that note.
Well, get the hell down to Florida.
All right, so we should tell you that. Well, first off, happy Star Wars Day to those who celebrate. I got my Star Wars t-shirt on.
Nerd alert.
Bought exclusively from Rhode Island Comic Con. So happy Star Wars Day, May the 4th. Also, happy birthday to my mother.
That's right.
Who knew that she was born on Star Wars Day? It must be a sign. Anyway, lots to get to, of course. First, we should tell you that the Golf Dudes Podcast is presented by Link's Drinks. Link's Drinks is best known for their transfusion in a can. They have 3 different flavors now: the front 9, back 9, and of course the regular transfusion. So check out Link's Drinks at liquor stores and country clubs near you. You should check out where they are down in Florida and see if you can pick up some Link's Drinks down in Florida. Cut a nice promo for them down there. But anyway, check out our friends at Link's Drinks as they continue to grow and expand through different states and clubs and all different stuff. So thanks to Link's Drinks for their support. Overall, it was a pretty boring week, I would say. Nothing exciting happened. No major stories. There's really not even any reason to do the podcast, I would say.
No, boring. pretty boring.
Obviously,
nothing that I would ever, pay attention to.
Well, I was going to say something about that. Anyway, obviously the big story this week, Golf News RI broke exclusively on Monday. The rebirth of Metacomet, and as it in 2024 will open as a 9-hole course, Met Links. The story did thousands of page views. It's still going. It was shared and retweeted and linked to by media people all over the place, including most recently my guy Jeff Shackelford and his newsletter, The Quadrilateral, which was pretty cool. Surprise last night. So anyway, so that's always cool. Obviously, cool for us to get recognition and things like that. I know the Boston Globe, Dan McGowan retweeted it. Kevin McNamara had Rob on his radio show last night and gave us a shout out. So all cool stuff. But the point is, obviously, it was a huge story. We went through the holes. We had the exclusive interview with Rob, and that went up on Monday. So that's pretty much the talking point for today's show. And we'll get into some of the reaction. Excuse me. We'll talk about how we kind of got the story, how it all kind of played out. But Rich, I know I gave you a sneak peek of the story-ish of the story on a Saturday night just to kind of loop you in. But your thoughts on kind of what they're doing, what the course is going to look like, kind of anything in between.
Yeah. I'm personally happy because I'm going to be able to play there. Hopefully. I'm going to do like a dual membership type of thing, so I don't have to always drive down to North Kingstown. I'm excited for that. Excited for Metacom. I mean, I only played there 3 or 4 times, but the times I played there, it was one of the harder courses that I've played. So I'm excited to get that back. The layout's going to be cool. At least he's going to keep the first 3 holes. The first 3 holes are great there. And yeah, I'm excited to get it going.
And he's changing the numbers, but he's really keeping 7 holes, but they're all be different numbers. I think the 4th hole is the new 4th hole is the old 7th hole or something.
Yeah.
He's actually keeping like 7 or something of the holes. But it's just like the 9th hole or the 8th and the 9th hole is just the holes that are kind of being changed because, as he told us, Marshall only gave him like a 7-hole framework to
like a layout.
So there's obviously a lot of par 3s, which it could be a turnoff for some people, but it should be. I'm excited to see what it looks like. We'll obviously have more once they start doing work on it. We've already talked about doing some video stuff with them, doing some drone stuff, walking the course type of thing. So we'll have a better look at it once they start doing work on it. Rob says that'll start in about June. But overall, a pretty exciting time, pretty exciting day for sure on Monday, and it continues. So overall, I think 90% of the reaction that we've gotten has been positive, especially on the first day. Most of the reaction was positive.
I
Second
think a
day,
lot of the reaction too is like finally, you know what I mean? It's been,
right,
it's been in the works for, well, everybody was asking why the course was being maintained. With
correct,
like
correct.
when I drove by there 2 years ago, or what was it, a year and a half ago, and I saw the guy mowing the fairway, I'm like, oh crap, something's up. So
Right,
it's been a
right.
long time coming. I think the reaction is finally we know what's going on, you know?
No, that was I remember that because I used that in the
I
timeline.
just I was
We
driving
put
by and I'm like,
yeah.
what the hell? There's a guy mowing the fairway. What the hell? What's happening right now?
Right, and then you messaged me, and I think we actually did. I don't know if it was just that, but we did some reporting in regards to that. And when I updated the Metacom timeline that we put up on this Tuesday, I think we actually put one of the days is Rich Capaldi reports that Metacom is actually being kept up or
Yeah. It's like,
something
huh?
along
What?
something along those lines. So it was rumored for a long time. It was maybe I don't even say it was the worst kept secret because no one really knew what was happening.
No, there was a lot of
Um,
rumors, you know.
but people did know that was being kept up. But then you have the other opposite of that, where the greens were sold, the back nine greens were sold and ripped up and sold to Braeburn Country Club.
Hmm.
So it was kind of like confusion as to what exactly was going on. But yeah, there were certainly rumors for the last year. We've actually been sitting on the story. So Rob said they got involved like 8 months ago. We've probably been sitting on the story for 4 or 5 months, 5 or 6 months. But
At least, yeah.
um,
I think since last end of last summer,
late
right?
late last year, I was told about it. But
Yeah,
so we've been sitting on it for a while,
yeah.
but they weren't ready to go with it. Obviously, if it's interesting in situations like that, obviously, if I really wanted to, there was some paperwork, namely the Triggs bid, that we could have gone off of. But then
Mm.
again, if you do that, one you probably lose them as friends or supporters type of thing because
Hmm.
then two there wouldn't really have been a story because it just said Met Links,
Yeah.
one of his courses. So there was no texture to the story. It was just going to be kind of like a
No, you
clickbait
did
type
it.
of thing. So
We did it the right way.
no, of course. So
Yeah.
I waited. Mostly it was because Marshall wasn't ready to go yet, and the whole thing, the information wasn't all put together yet. So obviously we
Mm.
waited, which was fine, and we kept it kind of to ourselves. Um, uh, so and then we published it on Monday. It was supposed to go earlier, but I was having some issues over the last week, so we held it to Monday, which is fine, and then we dropped it. So that's kind of how the story came about. And that's how we were able to break it. Since then, as I mentioned, because I tweeted it at all these national media folks, it was retweeted by Dan McGowan of the Boston Globe. Jeff Shackelford put a blurb in his quadrilateral newsletter. So
Did you tag Bragg Faxon in it?
I did tweet it at Brad Faxon. Yeah,
Yes.
he didn't. He
No,
didn't.
surprising.
He didn't get back to me. But somebody actually commented on the tweet. He goes,
I wouldn't hold your breath.
no. Somebody actually commented on the tweet and said, it's really interesting that you tweeted this at Brad Faxon. And I didn't respond. But the answer is, well, yeah, because if he does anything with it, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Right? If he doesn't,
Yep.
if he replies to the tweeter, I mean, not that you're going to put a story that Brad Faxon retweeted, but,
No.
anything like that, that's a whole nother, that's just more like content to it. So, of course, you would. I'm not expecting him to do anything, and he did. So, but it's just like, of course you tweeted at Brad Faxon. Why not? Why wouldn't you? And he probably doesn't really care anyway. So yeah, we tweeted at Brad Faxon, but also tweeted at Jeff Shackelford. Because when I met Jeff at the U.S. Open, one of the things he was talking to me about was the Metacomet situation because he came over to introduce himself, and it was funny because we were in the same row at the U.S. Open, And he goes, "Oh, I didn't introduce myself. I'm sorry. I'm Jeff. My name is Jeff." I'm like, "It's okay. You're Jeff Shackelford. I'm Joe
Mm.
Clark. You don't
Yeah,
need to introduce yourself."
you're okay. You're good.
We're on two completely different levels of like journalism here. It's all right.
Right?
But anyway, he was a cool, super cool guy, um, and so I figured I tweeted at him because we had talked about Metacomment at the U.S. Open, and then he retweeted it, and then the next day or last night or whatever, he put out his recent quadrilateral thing, and we had a small blurb in it down the bottom.
Did you see what Bob Harrig retweeted about the Byron Nelson?
No, I haven't been paying much attention.
The new the AT&T Byron Nelson is debuting a brand new stadium hole called Ranch 17. So it looks like it looks like there's stands all the way down, but it looks like a par 4.
Hmm.
That's so cool. I'll send it to you when we get off here. It's on Sports Illustrated. That's so cool. But I guess they're trying to add more like stadium holes to tournaments.
Well, that seems like it's going to be the new thing. Stadium holes. So, yeah, I mean, I think
the one for Live in Australia was fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't. To be honest, I know. Chase Koepka had a hole in one there, right? That's where he had.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch any of it. I just saw it from Twitter.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, next week,
It was pretty decent.
Liv is in Oklahoma.
Oh, they're back stateside now.
Yeah. So a little bit easier to watch though.
They did fantastic in Australia. There were so many people there. It was
crazy.
crazy.
Those people down there are just so desperate for any type of professional.
True. Yeah. True.
The PGA Tour doesn't go there anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
They have the Australian Masters, which is that's it basically. I mean, that's you know, who knows what the fields look like. So it's a so desperate. 3. Yeah, they're so desperate for golf down there.
Yeah.
That you know, they were going to go crazy. I'm sure the tournament in Singapore probably was pretty. I didn't watch a ton of it, but I'm
that
sure
place was gorgeous. It was so nice.
Yeah. So you know, where Liv can win is if they go to these places that don't get a ton of professional golf. That's where they can win. Them coming to the U.S. Is tricky because we already have the PGA Tour and whatever else. So
speaking of, did you see that Sergio and two other guys and Poulter, I think, pulled out of the DP? Then Westwood, yeah.
Your audio changed. I don't know what you did, but you're talking like you're in a tunnel now. But anyways.
Better?
No, it's still the same. Your audio is weird for a second. Anyway, while you're fixing that, so we did the Metacomment story. A couple of quick notes. And again, most of the reaction have been positive to the Metacomment stuff. A couple of quick notes to hit on while he's getting fixed. Golf Digest released their top 100 list the other day, and no Rhode Island golf courses made it. There are a bunch in Massachusetts. No Rhode Island courses made it. Golf Digest followed up with a second 100 list, so the top 200, and there were 3 RI golf courses on the list, including Newport Country Club, which is ranked the lowest of all of them. Shelter Harbor snuck in, and Wannamoisett was the 3rd course there. So we have those stories up there today. We also be following Patrick Welch throughout the NCAA tournament.
How's that better?
Talk again.
Is that better?
It's a little bit better. It's still not what it was. I don't know what changed, but don't worry about it. It's fine.
I legitimately just was sitting here.
No, I know. I'm not blaming you. Not blaming you. And the other quick thing was Patrick Welch in Oklahoma. They are a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament, Norman region, so that they play at home at Jimmy Austin. That starts on the 15th. The top 5 teams in each region make the national championship. So in theory, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for Oklahoma to get in, but they do have an interesting region. Texas Tech is in their region. They're the number 1 seed in that region. They have that kid Ludwig Aberg, who just won.
Yeah, that kid's nasty.
So he's in Oklahoma's division or region. But again, it's top 5 teams, so it's not like you have to like win the, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to like win the region necessarily, but you do have to finish in the top 5. Princeton is like a 14 seed in their division. Princeton's won like 2 of the last 3 national championships or something, but they're obviously in a bit of a rebuild. Duke is in there and whatever else. So that starts on the 15th. The national championship starts on May 26th. So in between getting married, we'll have the national championship on our phone, especially
Right.
if Patrick is in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they have that. Texas Tech has that kid Ludwig Aberg. He's number 1 on the PGA Tour U. He just won the Big 12 championship by like 15 shots or something ridiculous.
Jeez.
Uh,
Yeah, he's a
I don't know if
field.
maybe it wasn't that many, but it was pretty dominant performance. So those are the only other things I was watching. Obviously, high school golf rolls on, and obviously, I'm excited to play golf this weekend myself for our opening day event at Cartwright, and then playing again on Sunday with my dad and the boys. So I'm excited to play golf, but that's kind of what we have going on. I don't know if you had any thoughts, but I was talking about how Golf Digest, there were no RI courses in the top 100, but 3 made the top 200. Newport, Shelter Harbor, and Wannamoisett get in the top 200, but no courses were in the top 100.
Usually Newport flies about what?
like 70 or 80 every year.
Usually, yeah. I mean, usually they're
About
in
70 and 70, 75.
80, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's crazy. We got the old kick to the curb, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about any of the Rhode Island courses that made it. Except I can't play them. So, yeah, I have to shout out good old Uncle Bob on that one for Newport or Shelter.
Yeah, I played Shelter a long time ago. Obviously,
My
Newport.
dad played like 3 or 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah, Newport got to play last year, but the weather wasn't great. So, and then
I mean, it has to be
one
perfect to be nice over there.
Wannamoisett is obviously
Yeah.
So those are the 3 courses that made it in the top 200. Again, a slew of Massachusetts courses in the top 100. And I know we had some comments on Facebook from our good friend John O'Clair railing on the rankings and saying how Newport is the best course in New England, and he's better than all the Massachusetts courses there and stuff. So that
was Whitensville on there?
No,
It wasn't really. Wow.
Whitensville, no, I don't think so. The Massachusetts courses were Catanset, Brookline, obviously, and there were a couple others. There were a slew of Massachusetts courses in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's interesting how they do the rankings. I would still love to do our own golf course rankings. Maybe the end of this summer could be a time to do it, just to see what people. I don't know how. I mean, we'd have to, I'm not trying to give away any stories here, but we'd have to figure out how to do it, how the points will work, bring some of our friends in. But that's something that I would still love to do at some point. Now that we're kind of getting big enough to.
We'll have to. We've got to play these courses too.
Yeah, we or talk to people that play it and know, kind of thing. I don't know. We'd have to come up with a point system. I have a whole spreadsheet that I made like years ago, but I wasn't gonna do that when we first launched because no one knew who we were. Now we're getting bigger. We're sort of, have some credibility. So we'll see. At some point, I would like to do that. I also like to do like a Dream 18 of Rhode Island golf, the 18 best holes in Rhode Island. That'd be kind of neat too. So those are a couple of things that we're still trying to do at some point. Again, I'm saying it's definitely going to happen this year, but certainly the end of this year, the end of the summer could certainly present an opportunity to do that. But we'll see. All in the planning stages, for sure. Other things that we have coming up, hopefully, through Jeff and Austin are working hard to build out some on-course content. We may do a Golf Dudes versus the EYB boys match with mics and everything. You get some cool stuff out of that. So they're planning that out and trying to figure out when to do a test or whatever. So that'll be great once we get that going. And also we're gonna be
Getting-
doing some of
Getting
our own,
25 shots from Austin,
yeah, if not more.
maybe.
Uh, and also, congrats to Austin as he's going into the Westerly Hall of Fame, Westerly Sports Hall of Fame tomorrow night. So congrats to
Weird, when you say Wesley, it feels like it's like
Not
not
even part of the state because it's so far down south.
yeah, that's not too bad. It's like 40
No, I
minutes.
like
It's a
Wesley.
40
Wesley's fun.
It's a 40-minute ride. You can go to the Vincent Cigar Bar, smoke a few cigars there. It's a cool little place to hang. No, it's not a little place, it's a big place. And they're really opening their Charlestown location soon. Their Charlestown locations are like outside, like patio. And I know that I've been there, but so it's not too bad. It's a little ride, but if there's no traffic, if there's traffic, obviously you're dead. If there's no
Pretty
traffic,
much a straight shot down 95.
Which is nice.
yeah. So anyway, congrats to Austin on getting into the Westerly Sports Hall of Fame. It'll be inducted on Friday night. So yeah, so that's what we got going on. You're off to Florida, and you're gonna send me some pictures, and we're gonna post them on Instagram. And
I think we're doing the village on Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. I'll get you some pictures of
Duran too. That's one of my favorite public courses down there.
yeah, send all of them. We'll tag all of them, and then you never know. So
if I can, I was gonna try and get Joey's GoPro, but his schedule's been crazy. He's been working doubles and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to his house. So,
well, just see if you can stop by and pick it up in 5 seconds.
Mm.
You know, that can't be that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're out to Florida, so have a good trip to Florida.
Thank you.
Talk to you in a week or 2 weeks, I
Mm.
guess. 2 weeks.
Mm.
And when you come back, it'll be wedding time, which is crazy to
Dude,
think.
this is a hell of a freaking month.
It's absolutely bonkers.
Bachelor party, going to Florida, wedding, rehearsal dinner,
All that stuff. It's absolutely nuts. And then we go, like you said, right after your wedding, we soar into tournament season.
Well, after my honeymoon, I'm literally just gonna spend like 24 hours a day at the golf course just practicing. Like just getting
Definitely
my
gonna get the
Range working, you know.
getting my stuff together. I'm also gonna take all my clubs and have some of them fix it while I'm away. 'Cause I'm obviously not playing.
I was gonna tell you that you should just have them done while you're not using them. You know what I mean?
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm just
That's a
literally
good-
gonna take
that's a
all
good
of them
thought.
and they can fix them or do what I gotta do. Will I go through Kirkbride or will I go somewhere else? I'll just do that.
I mean, you'll have the time at least with Kirk, right? You know what I mean? You just gotta
The only thing is you got to make sure that they come back when
you get back. You know what I mean?
Well, if Kirkbride loses my club, they're gonna be buying me new ones.
But
So
yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, so exciting, certainly an exciting month ahead, and we freaking get us started with a huge Metacomet story, which is altering the Ryan golf landscape. So that's good. So yeah, so big month ahead, big few weeks ahead. Obviously, stay tuned for everything we have coming up. Trying to do some new things, expand in different areas. We are creating the ability to make our own memes now, which is exciting. As funny as the other memes are, we'll still share some of those. It'd be definitely cool if we can start making our own memes, our own GIFs.
Yeah, it's more personal when you can make your own.
Exactly. So we're working on that.
it hurts a little bit deeper.
Yeah. So we're working on that to draw some social media interaction or more social media interaction. And with that said, we actually just hit 600 followers on Instagram. So thank you to everyone for following along. It's amazing. Reels, we've been killing it with the reels. The reel that Jeff put up yesterday of his podcast did 1,000 plays.
Nice.
That's a lot. It seems like a lot. And our Twitter account is slowly growing. This Metacomet story obviously helped. But our Twitter account is slowly growing for whatever that's worth as well. So thanks everybody for following along. Lots more to do. Lots more coming up on Golf News RI, both podcast wise and website wise, and we're happy to have you all along for the ride with us. So, Rich, unless you have anything else to update us on, have a great trip to Florida. I know you'll be posting some content from there on social media, so check that out. And we will talk to you, and we'll talk to you personally in 2 weeks when you get back. Although I'm sure I'll be talking with you almost every day while you're down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
just how it goes. And we'll have a podcast next week. I already have a guest booked to come on. So we'll talk to you next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. This is the Golf Dudes Podcast. Happy Star Wars Day, and we will see you all later. Bye.